All right, welcome. It's time for us to talk sports on Global Television. We've got all the big stories making the rounds in the exciting world of sport, and we'll be looking at the MPFL, talking about the Nigerian Professional Football League, the big matches as Rivers United goes back on top of the log. We'll also be looking at other matches that were played in the course of the weekend, and we'll be focusing also on the EPL, talking about the English Premier League, where it's Man City going down once again, and the Reds talking about Liverpool getting all is needed. 2-0 win is what they got, making it a very interesting talking point on today's edition. We'll also be taking it to Spain, where Real Madrid is looking at signing 3 key players from the English Premier League to replace one man called Toni Kroos, and we'll be looking at these and other big stories making the rounds, and my guest will be joining us live in the studio to do his what he knows how to do best, give us very balanced and deep analysis of all the talking points. Welcome to the program Talk Sports. My name is Anthony Momoli, King of Sport, and I've got all the big stories. Let's begin from the home front, like they say, home sweet home. Let's begin from the MPFL, where Rivers United are back on top of the MPFL standings after they beat visiting Kano Pillars, and closest rivals Remo Stars fell at Niger Tornadoes. Rivers United peeped Kano Pillars courtesy of a first half strike by Ane Kemen Okon to return to the top of the table with 29 points from 15 matches. Remo Stars slipped to second in the standings after they lost 2-1 at Niger Tornadoes. They have 26 points, 3 points behind new leaders Rivers United. Let's move to Lagos, where Ikorodu City and Heartland of Owerri continued their steady climb to top reckoning after they both won at home. Ikorodu City smashed past Aqua United 4-1 to shoot to third place on the table with 24 points. MPFL leading scorer Anas Yusuf broke his 4-match run without a goal when he scored after 45 minutes to draw Nasarawa United level at 1-1, only for the solid Miners to fall 3-2 at Heartland. Meanwhile, Heartland are now 9th on the table on 20 points. Bayelsa United held Economy Warriors to a goalless draw in Maiduguri, and while Katsina United edged past Sunshine Stars of Akure 1-0 at home. So those are the result of matches played over the weekend. Big scores there as Rivers United are back on top of the MPFL standing as they beat visiting Kano Pillars, while their closest rivals Remo Stars fell at Niger Tornadoes. Meanwhile, Rivers United peeped Kano Pillars courtesy of first half strike by Eni Kemen Okon to return to the table with 29 points from 15 matches. Meanwhile, Remo Stars slipped to second in the standings after they lost 2-1 at Niger Tornadoes. They have 26 points and 3 points behind new leaders Rivers United. And going to Lagos, I told you Ikorodu City and Heartland of Owerri continued their steady climb to top reckoning after they both won at home. Ikorodu City smashed past Aqua 4-1 to shoot to third, and third place with 24 points. Meanwhile, MPFL top scorer Anas Yusuf broke his 4-match without a goal when he scored after 45 minutes to draw Nasarawa United level 1-1, only for the solid Miners to fall 3-2 at Heartland of Owerri. Heartland are now ninth on the table with 20 points. Meanwhile, Bayelsa United did the unthinkable when they went to Maiduguri and drew with El Kanami Warriors, goalless draw in Maiduguri. But Katsina United edged past Sunshine Stars 1-0 at home. They're still talking big stories on the home front. Ikorodu City captain is talking this morning. Let's let you know that Ikorodu captain, in the person of Waliu Ojetoye, has warned it is important for the players not to get carried away with the team's recent result. The Oga Boys extended their unbeaten run in the MPFL to 6 matches following a 4-2 win over Akwa United at the Mobolaji Johnson Arena on Nikon, talking about the waterfront in Lagos. Toye believed that the players need to work harder and focus on the challenges ahead. Meanwhile, Ikorodu City moved to third position on the MPFL table following that very win. Alright, we're still talking Ikorodu as the coach is also talking this morning as Ikorodu City head coach. His name Nuruddin Awiroro has talked down his team's chances of winning the MPFL this season. The Oga Boys moved third position on the log following their 4-2 victory over Akwa United on Sunday. Awiroro said his team's goal is to continue winning games in the MPFL. Meanwhile, Ikorodu City will face Bayelsa United in their next league game. Remember that Bayelsa played out a 1-1 draw with El Kanami Warriors in Maiduguri. Alright, let's move to the African continent. Very sad story playing out in Guinea. That's where we're taking to. We're talking about Guinea football clash. That's where we're heading to. As the big story tells us that dozens of people were killed on Sunday in clashes between fans at a football match in Zerekore, Guinea's second largest city. Meanwhile, hospital sources told AFP describing scenes of mass carnage. Videos circulating on social media, which AFP was unable to immediately verify, showed scenes of chaos in the streets outside the march and numerous bodies lying on the ground. Angry demonstrators also vandalized and set fire to the Zerekore police station. According to witnesses, local media said the march was part of the tournament organized in honor of Guinea's junta leader Mamadi Doumbouya, who seized power in 2021 coup and has installed himself as president. Such tournaments have become common in West African nations as Doumbouya eyes a potential run in the presidential elections expected next year, and political alliances are being formed. Meanwhile, Doumbouya seized the power by force in September 2021 by overthrowing President Alpha Conde, who had placed the then colonial colonel in charge of an elite force tasked with protecting the head of state from such coups. Under international pressure, he pledged to hand over back power to the civilian government by the end of 2024, but has since made clear he would not. Very sad commentary there coming out from Guinea. Alright, let's give you one foreign story before I begin to draw my guests into the discourse. Let's take you to the blue side of Manchester. We're talking Pep Guardiola this morning as Manchester City lost the plot in the defeat by Liverpool, as Pep Guardiola admitted his side cannot handle playing good teams, and goalkeeper Stefan Ortega hit out at the City where their title hopes crumbled. Goals from Godi Kakpo and Mohamed Salah sent Liverpool 9 points clear at the top as Guardiola lost his 4th straight league game for the first time in the Premier League history. Meanwhile, Liverpool fans chanted that he would be sacked in the morning, and he replied with a light-hearted gesture, lifting up 6 fingers to note how many Premier League titles he has won. Ortega had given away the penalty that Salah converted to seal victory for Liverpool and cap a fine week that also included Champions League win over Real Madrid. They have just over 72 hours to recover before a tough trip to Newcastle on Wednesday night before the final Goodison Park Merseyside derby on Saturday. City host Forest and then travel to struggling Crystal Palace on Saturday as they sit a whopping 11 points off Liverpool, with their title defense in serious danger already. All right, yes, still talking about what played out yesterday. Mohamed Salah could find himself signing a pre-contract agreement with PSG in January transfer window after opening the door to join the club. According to reports, the Egyptian future is the subject of hyper-focus at Anfield, with Salah's presence coming under greater scrutiny every day with his existing deal expiring at the end of the season. His man of the match performance that saw Salah score and assist in Liverpool's dominant 2-0 win over Man City on Sunday piled renewed pressure on the club's board to offer an extension. Meanwhile, the 32-year-old preciously stressed following last weekend's victory over Southampton that he was more out than in on staying at the club after stopping for a rare exchange with journalists and revealed that he had received no offer from Liverpool executives. Club supporters are desperate to see a contract extension agreed, but the race against time is on, with the winger able to agree a contract with teams outside the Premier League in January if the situation remains the same. One of the clubs that could attempt to lure Salah away from the Premier League is Paris Saint-Germain, who have been long-term admirers of the Premier League champions title winner. Salah shares a relationship with Parisians owner Nasser Al-Khelaifi, and the club have previously tried to sign him but are now being encouraged in their efforts by Liverpool star, as reported by L'Equipe. The French athlete, who also admits Paris Saint-Germain have denied links, states that Salah is actively engaging in discussions and could see himself playing for the Ligue 1 champions next season. However, recruiting the prolific goalscorer would go against Paris Saint-Germain's current sporting project of staying away from superstar personalities and instead invest in young players for the future. Meanwhile, Salah previously signed a long-term extension in 2022 at the time when his future was under similar concern before putting pen to paper on the new lucrative terms. Meanwhile, Liverpool legend Jamie Carragher has urged the club to drop their data-driven approach and treat Salah and Captain Van Dijk differently to other stars. Alright, those are the first set of stories we'll be taking, and it's now time for me to draw in my guest who is in the studio seated and ready to fire from all cylinders. Let's welcome David Alonge, a sports journalist. Thank you, David Alonge. Nice to have you in the studio.
Thank you for having me.
Alright, let's look at some of the big stories we've already shared. One key thing is Man City losing again against Liverpool. 4 straight games, very unusual. What do you think is really playing out now?
I honestly don't know what's happening with Pep Guardiola's team and their recent run of form presently now in the league. I personally were among the people that were rooting for them to win this weekend. Sure, I went out on all social media as I was telling my fans and the rest that, hey, Man City are going to win this weekend, or Man City are going to use Liverpool to bounce back. But I think the reverse was the case of yesterday's game. We saw that the midfield was actually controlled by Gravenberch. That's the Liverpool midfielder. Yes, he dominated the whole play of the game. You understand? His transition from the defense to the attack was simply outstanding, and he gave the likes of Szoboszlai and McAllister, free room to possess the midfield, and also give great chances, for Cody Gakpo and Salah and the rest.
Yeah.
So I think the main problem now Manchester City is having is their midfield. Yes, as Rodri is not there, I think Pep Guardiola has to go for. I think they
had Kovacic, who is also I think injured also.
Yes, he's actually injured. He didn't play this last game. You understand? I think they slot in what's his name, Luis. That's the youngster from the academy. Yes, to slot in that position. But you could see that he was no match for Gravenberch. You understand? Gravenberch was actually, for me personally, was the man of the match. Yes, in that game. You understand? Because the whole game was being controlled in that mid. You understand? He made sure that the likes of Godubang and what's his name and Luis and also Bernardo Silva were nowhere to be found in that game. So I think
does this also expose Pep Guardiola's weakness as in terms of his technical ability, having 2 key players go down and he's not able to tweak his formation to be able to get the midfield working? Does that show that he's not invisible like we thought he was.
No. He's human after all. Yes. He's actually human after all. Because if you critically check this game, what was his name? Guardiola had the likes of Kevin De Bruyne on the bench. Yes, I know due to the reasons that he's just coming out from injury. I know that the game is going to be intense. You understand? But me personally, I was thinking probably he would have maybe started him probably like first half, maybe towards 60 minutes or so, maybe take him off. You understand? But that was not the case. He opted for a different solution in the midfield, in the what they call it, in the selection build up, and I think that cost him the game. The likes of De Bruyne, even if he's not fully fit, should be starting. You understand, against a side of Liverpool. You understand. Liverpool have been coming out from a very, very poor run of form over the weeks. You understand. Now you have the chance to at least bring a statement, a bounce back statement. You understand, and you guys came up short. You understand? They came up short against Arne Slot's team. Arne Slot is actually having a blast. You understand? As a new coach of Liverpool, and you can see it. You understand? But Pep Guardiola has to do something very, 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 very important in that middle. I think he needs to get a defensive midfielder this January, and probably 2 defensive midfielders, so that in case of any slap, you understand, so that at least they can be able to to slot in well for him. And given the fact that the Liverpool fans were chanting, that you get sacked anymore, and he gave them a six hand gesture that yes, he has won it, couple of times. Yes. I think that's just like covering the pride of, like covering the shame of him losing, you understand, because I know fully well he came to that match to win, you understand. He came to that match to create a statement, but he was at the wrong end of the result.
For the players, do you think this is damaging their morale as much as yes? And does it also tell us that Man City, the depth might not be that deep, because if you lose just 2 players and you're crumbling 4 straight games?
Yes. I think this has exposed Manchester City. You understand? If you understand, if you've watched what's his name, Pep Guardiola's team, they have a certain style of play. They have how they play from the middle, from the back to the middle. You understand? Then to the attack. This what do you call it? This subtraction of these 2 major players, that is Rodri and what's his name, Kovacic, and also Kevin De Bruyne, has shown that Manchester City lack that twitch. You understand, something to change the course of the game. Yes, you understand, to make the switch.
But don't we see Bernardo Silva do that in the course of play before now, and Kevin De Bruyne also having a
Bernardo Silva can only perform better when he has a lucrative playmaker.
Who does the job?
Yes, a playmaker in the team. Yes, that he now can do whatever he wants. You understand, around the pitch. If you notice yesterday, Bernardo Silva had actually played 3 wings. You understand? He started the game at the right hand side of the middle. You understand? When the game started getting intense after the first goal from Gakpo, he had to switch to the defensive midfield. Yes, he switched. He had to remove what's his name, Gundogan from the defensive midfield. He came down to the defensive midfield to start playing. And at the time when they brought in what's his name, Doku, he had to shift. They have to shift to the right hand side, to the left hand side, to be able to at least feed more balls to Doku. So I think the pressure on him is too much. I know he's a young magician. I say he's a short magician. Yes, in my own words, he's a very short magician. He knows how to control the play of ball very, 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 very well. But I think he's lacking that support. You understand, that Kevin De Bruyne, that Rodri support. You understand, that flair. To let him do what he's known best for. So I think that's the problem. I think the pressure is too much on Bernardo Silva. He's a great player. He's a fantastic player, well, not in this era now of their weakness. You understand? I think it's telling up on them. It's telling up on Manchester City, and I think the best thing that needs to happen for Manchester City is addition. They need to add more players into the squad. At least 2 defensive midfielders into the team. And again, another thing that has been very, very, very pivotal in this their loss is the fact that what's his name, Pep Guardiola had the guts to sell Alvarez to what's his name, to Atletico Madrid. I personally think that what's his name, what do you call it, Haaland. Erling Haaland is not as potent as he was last season. You understand? Even the fact that he had a competition, you understand, on the bench, that is Alvarez. So I think that one also plays a part into their poor run of form. You understand? There's no another striker that can probably give a support to Haaland or probably create a competition for Haaland. And I think that's what is also causing their defeats and their poor run of form recently.
All right, let's look at Salah. Salah has been in the news. This is the third match he has. After the match, made a comment as regards his future.
Yeah.
Now he's saying he's likely. He said he was more out than in last weekend, and now he's talking Paris Saint-Germain. Do you think Liverpool is delaying contract extension deliberately, or do you think they will be having a rethink now that he's performing week in, week out, or do you think the best bet is for him to move to Paris Saint-Germain?
I think the best thing for him to do right now with this form that he's having right now, you understand, this form of his life, I think he should just probably settle for them, you understand, settle with them, probably have like let's say like a 2 years or probably a 1 year more contract, you understand, see how he flows, you understand, because age is telling on him. Though he had a fantastic game, in short, he has been having a fantastic game throughout this season, you understand, popping up with goals and assists. For those that play PFL, that's Fantasy Premier League, you know that he's one of the top points givers in that Fantasy Premier League, and he has shown that, you understand, even with yesterday's performance with a goal and an assist, you understand. So I think the news coming from PSG that they want him, PSG has been out for a star player since what's his name, Kylian Mbappe left for Real Madrid. So I personally think that Liverpool won't let him go. Won't let him go. But Liverpool will give him the much amount of money he needs, you understand. But they're going to probably settle in the middle, you understand. Just maybe something that will balance the two sides, you understand. But I think Mohamed Salah is going to stay at Liverpool. Yes, he's going to stay at Liverpool. He's going to stay put at Liverpool. Yes.
All right, let's just talk about Nigerian Premier Football League before we give some other big stories making the rounds. Looking at the matches, we've got Rivers United going back on top. Are you convinced this is not a fluke? We've been seeing in and out of the top position. How convinced are you that Rivers would win it, the title, or at least qualify for continent? We saw them last season.
Yes.
They went to the continent, and at the point they started losing lots of matches at home.
Yes, I think this inconsistency of Rivers United, coming on top.
That's the coach.
Yes, coming on top and actually going down, coming on top and going. It shows their resilience. You understand? It shows their resilience. It shows the attitude. It shows the mentality of the players. You understand? It also shows the capacity of what's his name, Finidi George as the coach of Rivers United. As the coach of Rivers United. And I think if you check the league right now, I think the Rivers are on 29 points, and the next people following them, I think they are on 26, and I think the next people are also, I think what they call it, 24 or thereabout. So I think this season actually is actually shaping up to be something very spectacular. I love the competition. You understand? Before normally by this stage now you already have one team, but like Enyimba or one of those other team, on the way with the league. You understand? With over like 8 or 11 points gap. But I think this one now is actually more tight, and I don't think we can say what's his name, Rivers United are ready for the championship right now. I think they have to keep this this run of consistency up till, let's say, early January. Then we can say, okay, yes, Rivers United are actually going for the title. But for now, I think the league is very, very open. It's still very, very open. Anybody can win. Anybody can win the league. Yes. So that's my own thought.
How key is it? We've seen like Emenda Insurance. They go to Maiduguri, get a draw against El Academy Warriors.
Yes.
This must be good results for the Nigerian League. The fact that teams can go far away and get results.
Yes, because we all have a mentality that we know they lose for house. We know they lose for house. That kind of thing. But of recent nights, the dynamics has begun to change. You understand? Yeah. Yes, the mentality has begun to change. You know, so it's a football. It's a game of football. You understand? It's a game of two halves. It's a game that you can't predict it. You understand? It's not because you're at home you must win, or it's not because you're away you must win. You understand? The game is who plays better, who
on that day.
Yes, who converts their opportunity better, that should win. You understand? So I think them going to Maiduguri and having a draw is a very, very, very big plus for the NFL. You understand? League. You understand? It shows that the league is progressing. It's not like before. It's not like what people think that it is before. You understand? It's actually progressing, and more competition are actually coming into the frame of you understand, the league, and that's beautiful to see from the neutrals. You understand? And also beautiful to see from the Nigerian fans. Expecting glory for this league. You understand? And I think that's a good result for them, going there to pick a draw, because it's not an easy ground. Yes, it's not an easy ground. So that's a big one for them. That's a big kudos to them. Yeah.
All right. Talking about the Nigerian Professional Football League, let's take you to Old Trafford. That's where the next big story is coming, as Manchester United head coach Ruben Amorim has said that the support he receives from the club's fans could be because he is different from Erik ten Hag, the Red Devils' immediate past boss. The Portuguese said he already felt connected with the Red Devils fans, who possibly liked that he does not hide his emotions during games and interviews. Amorim pointed out that he was different from ten Hag, which could also be the reason the fans like him. Amorim's United, given the opportunity, were ruthless and clinical and hungry. The two goals are scored by Marcus Rashford and Joshua Zirkzee may well be seen to carry an importance beyond the winning of the game. Both players have been shot on confidence and maybe a little love too. Zirkzee, the young Dutch forward, scored his first goals since August and also provided the pass of the game for Rashford to score the game's third in the first minute of the second half. The visiting team were impressive for the second half, an hour. They were on the front foot and playing well and with confidence of their own. They perhaps sensed the opportunity, and a hint of anxiety hung in the air at Old Trafford, and then they tossed everything away when Jarrod Braithwaite, the young Everton defender that United would like to buy, had his fingerprints on the goals scored by Rashford and then Zirkzee in the 34th and 41st minute. Rashford scored again just after the break, and then in the 64th minute, James Tarkowski joined in the chaos, giving the ball away in his own half and opening the door wide for Zirkzee once again to slot in. All right, still talking the match, let's let you know that Bruno Fernandes gave Manchester United fans a scare when he limped out of their 4-0 victory over Everton before being spotted wearing an ice pack. The Manchester United captain set up 2 goals in the romp to overtake Man City's Bernardo Silva and registered the most Premier League assists, which is 46 for a Portuguese. It looked like a perfect afternoon for Manchester United, as both Marcus Rashford and Joshua Zirkzee both scored twice to give manager Ruben Amorim his first Premier League victory. The 3 points lift Manchester United to 9th and only 4 points of 4th place in the congested Premier League table. Amorim's side have picked up a momentum with 2 successful victories, and Fernandes has been back to his best after a slow start of the season. But Fernandes' afternoon ended prematurely when he was taken off for Garnacho in the 66th minute, and the 30-year-old was then pictured with an ice pack strapped to his knee with a gap of just 3 days until the daunting trip to Arsenal on Wednesday. The sight would be a worry to Amorim, who will be desperate to have his captain and most creative player available. The Gunners sit in the 2nd place and look in prime form themselves after putting West Ham to the sword 5-2 on Saturday. So it would have been some relief to Amorim to see his captain was at least able to join his teammates on the pitch after the game to salute the home fans at Old Old Trafford. All right, let's take it to Spain before I drag a long time back into the discourse. So let's let you know that Real Madrid are wrapping up their hunt for a replacement for Toni Kroos and have reportedly identified 3 Premier League stars as targets. Kroos announced his shock exit from the game at the age of 34 earlier this year and signed out of the club football in style by guiding Real Madrid to a 15th European Cup with victory over Borussia Dortmund at Wembley in June. Meanwhile, Carlo Ancelotti's side have struggled in Europe this season without the German talisman, losing 3 of their 5 matches in the Champions League this season. They also have a point of pace behind leaders Barcelona in the La Liga, and with Real Madrid's season in the balance, Madrid's newspaper Diarios AS, which has strong ties to the club, has reviewed the players on Ancelotti's shopping list to be Curtis Jones of Liverpool, and has blossomed into one of the Premier League's best midfielders this season and significantly starred against Real Madrid in the Champions League on Wednesday. The 23-year-old kept his fellow England international Jude Bellingham quiet in an all-action display and in his country's leading passer of the ball, having completed higher percentage of passes, 94.8% than his rivals. Meanwhile, Rodri of Manchester City, the 2024 Ballon d'Or winner, is an obvious candidate to replace Kroos, and Real Madrid will hope that the current turmoil at Man City can help tempt Rodri to Madrid. The 28-year-old influence on the Premier League champions have been no more evident than his absence through an anterior cruciate ligament rupture since September. Rodri is the glue that holds Man City together, much like Kroos was to Enzo Fernandez of Chelsea is another player that are looking at as Chelsea splashed out a British record transfer fee of £107 million in January 2023, and this season it is becoming apparent why the Argentine struck his second goal in successive matches against Aston Villa on Sunday and even wore the captain's armband, a sign of just how important he is becoming in an improving Chelsea side. All right, let's look at this very interesting talking point. Amorim getting his first victory in Premier League, 4-0 thrashing. I know when it's Man U, Everton is always a very tough derby,
very tough.
And most times Everton gets away with a victory or at worst a draw.
A draw. Well, this game actually was like a home welcoming for Ruben Amorim. Yes, it was a fantastic end-to-end game. You understand? I have to give kudos to what's his name, Ahmed Diallo. You understand? That's the right player from the right hand side. The boy was pivotal to their win against Everton. So does
that also tell us that there's something wrong with Ten Hag?
Yes.
Had a problem with color.
Yes. Because if you check it very well, during the time of Erik Ten Hag, the games in which Ten Hag has put this boy, they played well and Diallo, they have at least 70% chances, of ball into the final third, ball into the what they call it,
18-yard box,
into the 18-yard box, and also more creativity, you understand, from the flank, him and especially Garnacho, you understand. I said it that those two boys are going to be very pivotal for Ten Hag at that time, you understand, if he could use them. Now Amorim has come into the game now and he has seen that actually this Diallo boy is actually something to be watched, you understand. And
he hasn't even started.
Yes, no, he hasn't even picked up yet, you understand, because if you watch the boy play, he plays like a prime what's his name,
Arjen Robben.
No, not Arjen Robben to say Ribery, you understand, like a Ribery kind of play, you understand, and he's very, very skillful, you understand. I think the second goal, or the third goal, it was his charging, you understand. He had 2 assists in the game. It was his charging. He charged the defender, removed the ball, you understand, removed the ball, and also give very, very, very sweet, assist, you understand. And I think he's making the likes of Rashford and also Joseph Zagzi come alive, you understand.
Yeah, true.
Look good, you understand, in the game. And I think it's a beautiful start for Ruben Amorim, you understand. It's a beautiful start for Manchester United fans. But I want to tell Manchester United fans something. They should not get carried away. They should not get too happy, too excited, you understand, because this next week they're going to be facing Arsenal, and Arsenal is not going to give them any breathing space. All these they are jolly, happy things they are doing. Doing this last week.
Well, do you think Man U is not ready to face a Ghana side?
No.
Wow. Which department doesn't seem ready for
all departments doesn't seem ready because psychologically, Arsenal are actually presently a better team than Manchester United. You understand? Even technically, the only team that has probably faced Arsenal this season in the Premier League and don't look scary, don't look scared of them is probably Manchester City or Liverpool. And in those games, they came out with a draw, and those draws were like they were almost losing the game. You understand? They came back from behind to equalize the game. So I think the mentality of Arsenal presently now, their style of play, their build up has improved. You understand, over the years. And I think Amorim's side, they are going to come out short against Arsenal, meeting them this Wednesday. You understand? It's not going to be all groovy.
So what's your prediction?
It's going to be a straight win for Arsenal. You see that Arsenal come up with like a 3-1.
What are you putting on the line? What are you putting on the line?
What do you want us to put on the line?
Let's put something on the line. We put this on the line.
Okay, I'll put this on the line.
Okay, we're putting this on the line. Alright, so it's going to be Arsenal taking on Man U on Wednesday. A long time has put his phone on the line. Alright, let's look at Bruno Fernandes. If Bruno plays that game, there's a guarantee Man is going to win. But if he doesn't play, then what you put on the line is not going to work.
Okay, so now let me tell you when it comes to what's his name, Fernandes.
Do you think he's very key for the United side?
Yes, he's very, very key. But my only problem with him is that I think that's what Ruben Amorim is trying to change. From him is that he hands on to the ball too much. Yes, you understand, too much. There are some passes that you don't need to take, more than at least 2-3 seconds.
Let the ball fly off.
The ball flow, you understand, because you have pacey, wingers, you understand, that can, into those sides, you understand, and also pick pockets for the defenders and also for the strikers, to poach a goal. And so I think that's going to be a very, very big problem for them. If what's his name? Fernandes plays against Arsenal, I think he's going to be pivotal to them, progressing forward. But I think the likes of Partey, you understand, and what's his name, Jorginho, if he plays, or Rice, Declan Rice. I think they are going to hold him down, you understand, to make sure that there's no flow from him, you understand, to the wingers.
Let's assume he doesn't play.
Yes.
Would this be an opportunity for us to see another person step in, and would it be an opportunity for to test Amorim's tactical awareness? We've got Mason Mount, who is coming up gradually strong. Do they need such a tough figure against the Gunners?
Sorry to say, Mason Mount has not reached the height that we all envisage him to have reached, as a Man U player.
But do you think he's building up?
His build up is not building enough. You understand? It's not convincing enough. You understand? His play of style hasn't changed.
So who do you think is likely to take the spot of Fernandes?
In that spot of Fernandes, the only person that I can see that can slot in well and probably help the team moving forward will be Meno. Kobe Meno, you understand? But Meno is going to be absent for that game. Meno and what's his name, Martinez, they're going to be absent for the game against Arsenal due to suspension. Yeah, they are being suspended.
Lucky Arsenal.
No, it's not lucky Arsenal. It's good Arsenal. You understand? So it's going to be very, very tight for Man U. You understand? I think Man U fans, their hearts are going to be broken on Wednesday. But they can always mend it.
Why are you being so confident? Why are you so confident they're going to lose?
No, because that's what it is on paper. Because now, as you have seen,
I like the fact that you said on paper.
Yes, that's what it is on paper.
But then on the pitch, it's going to be a different ball game.
It's going to be the same thing on the pitch. You understand? Because
you put something on the right, so no problem.
Because if you critically analyze the game, you understand, from a build-up play, you understand, you see that presently now,
Gunners are more gelled.
Yes, no, they're more connected to each other. You understand? They already understand their pattern. They already understand their way of playing.
They've lost two titles twice in a row, so they've got that pain.
Yes, you understand. So presently now, it's just them doing what they know how to do best, just score goals. Now that what's his name, Odegaard, the team.
Martin
Odegaard is back to the team. I think now they have scored five goals in their last two games. They scored 5 against Sporting,
and West Ham.
They scored 5 against West Ham. They might even score 5 against Manchester United if care is not taken.
All right, I guess these guys behind the scene, a Gunners fan. Also, let's go to Spain. We've got the Galacticos wanting 3 Premier League star players. Curtis Jones is one of them. Fernandes of Chelsea.
Yes.
Also, we've got Rodri. Also, these are 3 key players.
Yes.
Do you think the Galacticos can get these players into their books?
Well, I think honestly, if
and do they really fit Toni Kroos's style of play and what he brings to the Galacticos?
The only person in that list that for me personally I feel
fits the bill,
fits into that Toni Kroos's position. Well, I think it's Rodri. Yes,
true.
You understand, Rodri.
True.
But the likes of Curtis Jones,
I feel it's too young and too carried away.
Yeah,
too busy.
You don't just use one season to say the player is good or is fantastic. No. If probably they said probably a player like Gravenberg, you understand, for that position, I would say yes, because with the stats and performance Gravenberg is giving for Liverpool this season, it's even more than Curtis Jones. You understand? Yes. It's even more than Curtis Jones. So I think Curtis Jones is out of that. It's out of that conversation. But Fernandes, that's. Enzo Fernandez of Chelsea. I think he's still getting his rhythm. You understand? Because he scored 2 goals now in a row. That's their last game and also this game. You understand? Captaining them and also scoring a goal. I don't think that's a point of view for them to say okay, they want him at the Real Madrid team. You understand? Because if you check critically the role of what's his name of Toni Kroos. Toni Kroos is just like the engine room of that midfield, and also
has a way of breaking plays too.
Yes, actually breaking plays. Yes, and also splitting lines, defense. You understand?
With passes, and there's no power in the shots too.
Yes. The person I was thinking I would have slotted in beautifully well into that role of Toni Kroos was Valverde of Real Madrid. But given the fact that there's a lot of competition at the right hand side of that play for them for Real Madrid, given the facts of Arda Güler and what's his name, Diaz. I think he would have been the perfect fit for that number 6 role for Real Madrid. But given the fact that a lot of speculations are coming in from left, right, center, I think the best fit for them will be Rodri. Rodri will fit perfectly well into the Real Madrid squad, and bring them glory. You understand? Moving forward.
All right, let's see what plays out. Real Madrid are trying to do the needful to see how they can get a replacement for Toni Kroos. All right, while we're looking at that issue, let's just give you 2 more top stories before we run away for today's edition. Let's take you to one man who is a forgotten star, and of course you know him. He has a double P in his name. Yes, Paul Pogba was not due to play in this weekend's cancelled King's Cup in Dubai. May Sport understands the midfielder who is preparing to return to professional football after the Court of Arbitration for Sport slashed his doping ban from 4 years to 18 months in October was used in promotional material in the build-up to the eagerly anticipated game in the United Arab Emirates that was due to be played yesterday. The game was cancelled at the last minute due to unforeseen circumstances leading to disappointment from supporters due to attend the fixture. However, despite the star-studded list of former players who were scheduled to take part in the game, including John Terry, Davids, Paul Scholes and Clarence Seedorf, it is understood Pogba's participation was not confirmed and his connection to the game was only meant for promotional purposes. The game was billed by many as Pogba's comeback match after his drugs banned. Alright, just to let you know, another big story we're looking at, Mason Greenwood was a Marseille's hero on Sunday night as the former Manchester United star scored at the death to steal a 2-1 win over Monaco in the Mediterranean derby. The 23-year-old who completed his controversial exit from Old Trafford by joining Marseille in July has enjoyed a fruitful 4 months with the Ligue 1 club, chalking up 8 goals and 2 assists from 11 appearances so far. All right, that's for Greenwood. And just to, I think let's quickly just look at those 2 talking points. How do you see that Pogba's case? Do you think he still has a future in the round leather game?
Yeah, of course. Because if you critically check his the story building up to this his drug use and the rest, you understand that it was due to the problems he had with his his brothers. You understand that that.
But was it right for him to send his brother to jail? I thought that was karma getting back at him.
No. Because if you critically read the story and analyze the story, you understand that there were threats made on his life. You understand, and also his
the story said the brother alongside their friends, childhood friends.
Yes.
It's just like that pitch where you go to play.
Yeah.
There are certain people, they play with you.
Yeah.
Then you become a star. Then suddenly which is normal because Osimhen comes back to Edo State, bring boots and for people because this is a tradition, that African tradition.
Now you see.
But Pogba took it further to accuse them of putting a gun to his head. But what they did was take him to the pitches they played when they were younger, as probably to remind. This is where you remember these places.
Yes.
So didn't Pogba overreact?
No. He did not overreact because. If you critically watch there was last interview he did Sam, was it on I think was it Sky Sport or so one other this thing he was saying that before they took him to the field and all these things, they have been extorting from him over the years. You understand? Putting that same drug claim that we tell them that you're using drug. We tell them you're using drug. Then he'll be giving them small change. Small change. And he got to a point where he couldn't take it any longer. It was like so these people want to just ruin everything for me. You understand? Okay, I'm taking drug. Let them catch me. So now as everything came out, to declare that this was happening and this was going on, he had to. That was the smartest move to do. Send him to jail, because this is beyond what they call it, threat. You are not entering into my career, and this is what we use to feed all of us. You understand? Because those what they call it, those Pogba brothers and the rest. This same money is what they are using to chill. They are using to this lifestyle that they are actually living. You understand? So why do you want to spoil it all of a sudden? You understand? So I think the best
Pogba will take it to that extent.
Yes. They pushed him to the wall. In other words, they broke the camel's back. You understand? They went too far. You understand?
But at the point where their mom came into the picture, shouldn't Pogba would have relaxed at that point when their mom came into the picture?
Because he knew that the mom will make everything easy. You understand? You know how my
African moms.
Said, no, we don't take our family. But now in this case, Baba, take him there so that all those things will stop. You understand? And I think Pogba will actually return to the pitch, to the big scene of football. You understand?
But do you think he's going to become a more disciplined, focused player with all these challenges?
I won't say discipline. He will be a more careful player. You understand? Because if you have come out from something like this, you understand, this doping what they call it ban has actually ruined a lot of players career during the years. But
if he gets a chance
so he's so fortunate to at least come out of it, and probably even getting love and support from fans around. You understand? Saying okay, yes, they know that he's not a doping addict, or you understand, he's not someone that does it frequently. It's just a prescription that went wrong. You understand? That he was using at that time. Very, very okay. But now as it is like this now, the best thing for Pogba to do is to focus on the football and focus on getting back to his best fitness ever. If he can make at least a good first half of the season, you understand? Right. That's when he returns. I think he will be very, very good to come up back to Europe and play very, very, very good football.
All right, so we just have 2 minutes.
Okay.
Quickly, Mason Greenwood. Should Man U get that boy back to their team? Is Greenwood truly a star player?
Greenwood, I've said it over and over, and I've said it countless times. Greenwood has been the star of that team. You don't use one thing to backlash.
He delivered the goods. Now he's in front.
Now he's in front. I think the problem that they had was Ten Hag. I think Ten Hag should have insisted on, at least, even if it's a loan deal, let the boy go at least so that he can come back. The likes of Amorim now would have loved to use.
Do you think he's going to come back if Man U go for him?
No, he's not going to come back because given the fact that the way he was being let go, you understand? They let him go very, 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 very disgracefully. You understand? They didn't give him a chance to even say sorry, for what he did. Yes, he's a human being who hasn't done one or two things privately that hasn't come up to the face of the internet. His own came out, okay, he apologized and he's trying to make amends.
And the girl even came back to him.
The girl is even with him, not as if they are even married together or something like that. So I think it's something that Manchester United has supposed to have done, you understand, and at least give him on loan. But now presently they're going to lose him to a more bigger team. And it's going to haunt Manchester United.
Alright, I will pray that day doesn't come anytime soon. Alright, so that's how we're going to come to wrap on today's edition of program Talk Sport. I want to say a big thank you to David Alongtime. Always amazing having him in the live studio. You don't want the program to end. He talks football, talks sports with so much love and passion. Thank you very much. Always a pleasure having this studio. Alright, and that's how we call it a wrap on today's edition. Let's do this again tomorrow. We'll be coming with other big stories. And guess who is coming to dinner? It's going to be Gabriel Batistuta will be our guest tomorrow as we look at big issues making the rounds. Good morning.